In this video, we're going to be talking about how much you should actually be spending on your Airbnb rental arbitrage properties, so stay tuned. Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. This show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show. Hey, welcome back, Host Nation, to another episode of Vacation Rental Machine. I'm Julian Sage with John Bell, and we are talking in this episode how much you should be spending on your rental arbitrage or master lease properties. So, John, we've been hearing in the Host Nation some people just throwing out numbers about how much they spend on their properties, or whenever you say how much you spend, some people kind of like balk at that, like, oh my gosh, you're spending that much money. What are your thoughts on how much people should be spending on their Airbnb or their rental arbitrage master lease properties?
One, we have to take into account who we're actually serving as a guest. So, who we're actually looking to accommodate. When we look at that, that really does dictate the price of the furnishings that we do put in. So, for instance, if we're going to be trying to make a place for somebody that is very high end, we also need to go to a very high end store to accommodate the style and the stuff that they would really like to see, potentially what they might even have in their own home, just because they want to come out, they want to feel at home. Again, we're providing homes for people to come stay in. So, yes, they want to feel like they're at home. That might mean you have to go out and get a crate and barrel couch, or you have to go out and get a nicer table. That's if that's your target. And I'm talking specifically about the $500 a night places, not the large homes that have a lot of bed count that are just $500. That's still more economy, just a bigger bed count. But I'll give an example. Recently, I stayed in San Diego at a 2-bedroom condo, and that condo was $400 a night. I got there, I expected to see certain things, and the furnishings were right on point. The tables, the chairs, the couch, all of these things matched. That's what people are looking for when they come out to a place. That means even on the low end side of things, if I'm renting a place at $79 a night, I don't expect to go in and see that same furnishing. So that's really where that price point comes in, is who you're actually trying to house. And once you figure that out, that tells you how much you should spend. So when your target's higher, so should your budget. When your target's lower, it's fine to spend less. And a lot of the numbers that we give within VRM are blanket numbers to help everybody just cope with the number itself, right? If we say, hey, $10,000 a unit, we know you can possibly do it for 7. You might be able to squeeze by with 5. But if we say 10, you're always going to feel better when you're under. If we say 5 and you will go over to 7, you probably won't like that, right? You'll probably say, I wasn't able to do everything I needed to do under that price cap. But why do I spend what I spend? It's because my type of guest, I want to build a brand. Me building that brand means I don't care if my person is staying at one of my places in DC. I don't care if they're staying in my place in New Orleans. I don't care if they're staying in Miami. My experience that they're going to come and have is going to be the same. That is more important to me. That's why everything has a certain standard. And for me, it's my standard. You can establish your own standards. That means nice cookware, like we just talked about in one of the other episodes, right? I use heavy, nice cookware, nice cutlery. I got complaints before about my knives are a little too sharp. Well, to me, don't pick up a knife if you don't want it to be sharp. You use a knife to cut stuff. It needs to cut. I don't need to saw at whatever I'm trying to cut. In my opinion, that's important. That's what I like. I like that stuff to be in my places. Could I go to IKEA and furnish an entire place? Yes. Could I move that furniture from one place to another place and put it back together and it's still durable? Maybe not so much with IKEA stuff. My stuff, I can move it anywhere I want to move it, and I know it's going to just perform the same way.
I think this is pretty comparable to, like, let's say if you're going to like a Walmart. Walmart is going to have certain type of quality of items that you can get there. Sure, a lot of people go to Walmart. A lot of people know Walmart. Not as many people probably know about Crate and Barrel or go to Crate and Barrel, but they're still both profitable businesses. Walmart probably is making a lot of money, but Crate and Barrel is also making because they don't need as many people because they are able to charge a higher price point. But what do you think about people that are just trying to, accommodate for the larger audience, the people that maybe are a little bit more budget friendly and trying to save some money?
I would go in, if we're going to use brands like you just named, I would say that's more of the target line. And that's really where I find my niche, right at that target line of stuff where I really could put my stuff in a high end place and kind of squeak by, but I really can put it in a low end place and outperform. But really, my stuff is for that target style customer, the one that's not looking for the cheapest thing that's out there, not looking for the most expensive thing, but more everyday, usable, comfortable. That's exactly what I'm going for.
I think one of the other things about going cheaper is not only is your guest going to be different, but also the lifetime value of the things that you're purchasing. How long do you expect your properties to be able to last if you were to do, let's say, a cheaper place where you're getting a lot of stuff from IKEA or you're just doing a lot of Amazon stuff? A lot of, and this is how most people start off is they just think, I'm going to go to IKEA, Walmart, Staples, wherever. Not Staples. Staples is what's the Target? Target, try to go to these places versus I'm going to spend a little bit more money and get, a designer or designer style furniture or high end things.
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference. Buying some of the cheaper things, you just assume that you're probably going to have to replace those things after 2 years, or it's going to require some different maintenance than it would if you were to buy something that just costs just a little bit more. We just purchased some things here. Prime example, we bought a bar cart for $150 off of Amazon. We got it, we put it together. It's not the most expensive thing. It looks decent, like the photos. The quality isn't there. The construction really isn't that great. And we spent $300 on a different one, simpler, looks way better, definitely a lot more durable. We just know that that one's going to last. So now what do you do with the $100 one? Do you keep it? We know it's going to break soon. Something about it is just not going to last. Where the one that just costs just a little bit more, I'll never have to replace it again. So that's really what we're talking about here. Yes, you might spend a lot less in the beginning, but it's about the lifetime of your rentals. How much more money are you putting into simple things? Oh, I have to go replace pots and pans. Oh, I have to go replace this couch because somehow it broke and I'm trying to pin it on a guest. But in reality, if it broke because you spent $200 on it, it broke because it was cheap, not that a guest broke it. So looking at your cost average just spread out is more important than just trying to get by as cheap as you can, especially in the beginning. Photos cost a lot. And if you're going to go and change out a complete room after you get some more money, you're going to have to get those photographs taken over because people don't want to walk into something different than what they see. So you definitely, if you can, you want to start out right. And you just want that to go until it just can't go no more.
So question of the day, how much are you spending on your properties and what would you say is your niche? Who is your target customer? Leave it in the comment section down below. And until next time, Host Nation, keep on hosting. If you'd like John and I to answer your guys' questions, then be sure to go to the Host Nation Facebook group and use hashtag AskVRM. Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.